very warm welcome to Daily Dispatch, a show that gives you all the latest news and updates from the digital ecosystem. I'm Priya Sheth. Thank you very much for logging in. Time now to get you all the top news stories that we've been tracking for you this evening. Well, first up, social commerce platform DealShare has raised about $144 million in its latest funding round at a valuation of $455 million. The round was led by New York venture fund Tiger Global and co-led by Westbridge Capital, AlphaWave Incubation, and Z3 Partners. Now, DealShare has raised a total of $183 million so far, and the company plans to use these funds to expand its operations, invest in technology, and build its team. Moving on to the second headline of the day, Zomato has reported narrower losses in FY21 with 60% of its food delivery business recovering well after the pandemic last year. Zomato's IPO is opening for subscription on stock exchanges on July 14 at a price band of 72 rupees to 76 rupees per share. Digital lending platform Kish has clocked a 200 crore rupee revenue in FY21 amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The goal for FY22 is to generate 350 crore rupees of revenue, profits upward of 40 crore rupees, and to serve additional 2 million customers. Moving on to the final headline of the day, enterprise solution provider CRM Next has raised $16 million in funding led by Avatar Ventures and Ascent Capital. The company will be using the funds to double its workforce as well as expand globally. Well, moving on to our second segment, I have with me someone who has been building Housejoy. I have with me Sanchit Gaurav. Thank you very much, Sanchit, for joining us today on the Daily Dispatch. Talk to us about the kind of growth that you've seen over the last couple of months, because I believe services as a sector have seen exponential growth amid this pandemic. So if you could share what Housejoy's journey has been over the last couple of months.
Thanks, Priya. Thanks for having me here. Thank you very much. So Housejoy, it's a great journey actually. And with the pandemic, yes, obviously it's like adventurous for all of us, entire team of Housejoy, because we are into a space where we get affected, almost every corner of our company because we are into service. So 2019 was actually going very great, like 3x, 4x growth we were seeing on IRC vertical. And then we were expecting same on 2020. But unfortunately, 2020 have this pandemic, which has affected us. And so IRC vertical, right? Interior renovation and construction, we started on 2019, which is a high AOV category where we build individual homes for individual. It's not like for any developer or a builder. It is just for individual who want to have a single family home and they want to stay with a family. It's obviously a very emotional business. We were doing very great on 2019. We were month on month on 30, 35, 40 projects month on month. Suddenly after pandemic, we gone down to around 10 to 15 projects, and then lockdown, obviously there's nothing. And as the pandemic hit, our labor sector, right, which impacted badly, they started getting panic and they started leaving the city, running towards their native. So affected. So 2020 was not so great, but yes, overall customer support was there. And we have also supported customer who lost job. They're having financial issues, so we have cancelled good number of projects. All that were there, but yes, we were surviving. So 2020 was like that. End 2020, we were started seeing some growth, but not compared to 2019. We were doing around 20-25 projects month on month in 2020 end. So this is the journey ups and downs of IRC and B2C. So what we have done is, because we have seen a lot of our service provider get affected, like our plumbers, carpenters. So we have done a lot of initiative like of sanitizing of government places, societies. We have started that. And then we started delivering groceries and all that, so that our SP, service provider, get involved and they will have some earnings. So this is what we have done in 2020.
Are you seeing green shoots now, considering that, we're at the end of the second wave and, business for a lot of sectors has bounced back? So for Housejoy? Are you seeing business back on track?
Very much, very much. So June, we have seen a very good number of projects. So we have already hit around more than 20 projects in June, because see, the customers were slightly, they were more towards the health conscious in April, May. But June, I think they realized that yes, this is part of our life, and one have to move on. So we have, especially the last week of June, we have seen a very good growth, and we have done almost 20 plus projects, and our B2C is also started showing good number of bookings.
Right. When you talk about the B2C business, it's similar to what an Urban Clap is offering and many other service providers in the market. So at this point, do you think that the market is way too competitive, specifically in the B2C space, and your focus will be largely on the interiors part of your business going forward?
Yes, obviously our focus is on construction. There is no doubt about it. But see, we call ourselves as a one-stop solution for a home services, right? So we design, we build, and we maintain. All right. So if you see only the B2C, yes, the other companies are there. There are competition, but in IRC vertical, where the construction is, we are the only brand which is tech-enabled, company who's trying to solve this space.
So, Sanchit, in terms of funding, I understand you raised about $30 million so far. What is the kind of plan in terms of raising more funds? Are you in the market talking to investors at this point to raise more funds for expansion going forward?
We have raised till now $30 million. And yes, we are in a market to raise funds. As though our business, especially IRC vertical, is a cash positive business. But for expansion and growth, we are raising. We are already in the market.
What would be the funds utilized for? What would be your focus areas going forward?
Expansion, growth, brand awareness.
Right. I want to understand in 2021, as we speak, what kind of growth are you anticipating in terms of absolute metrics, in terms of orders, as well as kind of revenue that you expect at the end of FY22?
See, we are expecting at least 4x growth in 2021 by seeing the last month, June. I think 4x growth in terms of number of orders, as well as on the revenue, both.
So in absolute numbers, what kind of revenue are you expecting to close at for FY22?
Right now, it's very early to comment anything on that, but we'll come back to you with the numbers soon. Right now, it just started after pandemic, so we are just seeing. I think in a couple of months, we'll come back to you on that number.
Sanchit, I want to understand in terms of diversification and addition of services, what more will you be adding on the platform? What will be the key priorities in terms of further diversifying your services on Housejoy?
So, see, diversification already we started. So recently we have, obviously in the home sector, and we have tied up with Nestin product by Tata Steel, where it is a prefab product, right, which Tata has come up with, and we are the solution partner right now, where a lot of people with the pandemic, they want to live in their farmhouse, they want to extend the areas in the existing house, where our Nestin product can be done in a couple of weeks, and there is no hassle of labor going every day, sitting on somebody home and all that, right? So this is one already we have started. And obviously, with our technology, right, we are doing a lot of tweaking towards the technology, because for our thing, it's not that we are building million of square feet in a single location. We have a multiple location, and manually managing multiple location, multiple owners is not actually possible. So we are doing a lot of diversification in terms of technology, how to get things. We are also planning to get into more cities. So technology help us to monitor that projects, and our customer should have a hassle-free journey of building their homes.
Like in terms of expanding to newer cities, what is the roadmap out there, and how many cities are you in at this point in time, and how many will you be expanding to by the end of this year?
So presently on our B2C vertical, we are on 6 cities. Right now, IRC vertical, we are on 3 cities. Within 3 months of time, we are adding another 6 cities to IRC vertical. In a year's time, we are planning to be in 15 cities across India.
All right, 15 cities across India. That's an interesting target that you have, and we wish you all the very best for your growth
Thank
and
you,
journey
Priya.
going forward. Thank you very much, Sanchit, for your time, and thank you so much for being a part of the Daily Dispatch. Thanks.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you very much.
Well, time now to wrap up this edition of the Daily Dispatch. I'll catch you on Monday at 5 p.m. Goodbye and have a lovely weekend.